Hi everybody, welcome to the Calypso Crab Granny Square. We're going to start with a magic ring, and if you've never made one before, just watch how I do this. I wrap it around my fingers and I go around again. Then I go under, grab this guy, and I pull up a loop. And then I have my working yarn and I can grab onto my loop. For this, I'm going to chain 3 because we're going to put 20 double crochets into the center loop. Okay, I have put 20 double crochets into the magic ring. I am not going to count my chain 3. That one was just to give us the height that we needed for the stitch. And I'm going to unroll my extra string. I use that string to pull my loop tight so that I've got a perfect circle. You're going to have a large circle in the center. I'm going to skip this chain 3 here because I'm not counting it as a double crochet. And I'm going to slip stitch into my first double crochet. I think. There we go. Okay, this is going to be considered our right side of our work. So I'm going to turn my work because I am not going to chain 1, but we are going to be working on the wrong side of our work for the next row. And we are going to do what's called a crossover single crochet decrease. Now remember, we're not taking this chain 3 into account, so we want to make sure that when we turn this work, we're working into this one here, not the join piece. So we're going to start here. This is our join. Here's our first actual stitch, and we're working in the back loops only. So we're going to create a single crochet decrease like normal, back loop only. So you go in, yarn over and pull one through on these 2 stitches. Yarn over and pull through. Now here's where the difference comes in. We are once again going to go into the last stitch that we worked in and pull up a loop. We're going to go into the next one and pull up a loop. This is a crossover single crochet decrease. Do that again. Go into the hole you just worked and the next stitch. Back loop only, and make your decrease. Do that again. And into the next one. Continue doing this around. I'll meet you on the other side. We'll do the last stitch together. Okay, I've done 18 decreases so far. Starting with this one here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I'm wrong. I only had 17. I thought I had 18. All right, so we're going to do number 18. And in this one and your first, I know it seems like we might have run up against something wrong, but we haven't, because we're going to go back into the first and into the very first single crochet, and we're going to do our last crossover, and we're going to join with the first crossover. So we should have a total of 20 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We don't count this little join. Once again, we're going to turn and not chain 1 or anything. See how that makes that pretty little ridge. Okay, what we're gonna do is look at the back of our work, because we're gonna start working from this direction. But we wanna isolate and find all the little open loops from when we worked going in on the wrong side. And we only worked the back loop, so the front loop is still showing. Just as a precaution, I wanna make sure that I can locate 20 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 right there. Perfect. So we are going to turn our work, sorry for all the twisting there, and in that first one that we found, we're going to slip stitch, and we're going to chain 3, 2, 3. This will all get hidden once we get the rest of our work on here. In this same loop, we are going to put a double crochet. Now this time, this chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. So this is considered 2 double crochets in this one space. We're going to put 2 double crochets in the remaining loops. And since we counted them and we know there's 20 and we're doubling, that's going to give us 40 stitches on this particular row. All right, you keep going. I'll meet you around the other side. Okay, so I have gone all the way around. I'm actually to my last loop right here. I'm going to put my last 2 stitches in. This is 39 and 40. And go ahead and slip stitch in the top chain of your chain 3. All right, our center circle is done. If you're going to change colors, you can go ahead and cut. I'm going to go ahead and tuck in my ends just to get rid of them, but we're going to change colors. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to pick a random double crochet to start with, and I'm going to go into the back loop only. I'm going to pull my yarn through, and I'm going to chain 3, 2, 3. Then I'm going to put another double crochet and a chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, all in that same spot. Okay, so we've created a corner. In the next stitch, working in the back loop only, you're going to do a double crochet. The next stitch is going to be a half double worked in the back loop only, and in the back loop only again, work 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You might notice that I'm catching my yarn in my loops to kind of help keep the little stragglers down to a minimum. All right, your next stitch is going to be a half double in the back loop only. Next one will be a double. Now we should have worked 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is good. We're right on target because we had 40 stitches in the last round. So we're going to turn each one into 10 stitches and we're going to make this a square. So our next job is to make another corner in the back loop only. You're going to 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. All right, see how that's turning into a little square. Next stitch, back loop only, double crochet. Excuse me. Next stitch, half double crochet, then 5 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In back loop only, do a half. Next stitch is a double. All right, so goes to reason that we're going to do another corner. We're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, another corner, and a double, and a half, 5 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our next stitch is a half and a double. Now, we've already made 3 corners, so this is going to be our last corner. Do 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. Now we should have just 9 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Let's do our double and our half, our 5 singles in the back loop only. So when you come up on your join, make sure you just grab the back loop. That's 4 and 5. We're going to do a half and a double. Since we're considering this chain 3 our first double crochet, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch in the top chain of that double crochet. And here we've created our square. Okay, so we're not going to change color here. At least I'm not going to. Once you get used to the square, you can change as many colors as you like. But I want to get myself over to the corner here. So I'm going to slip into this stitch and slip into the corner. I'm going to chain 1 because we're going to do 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet, and make another corner. 1, 2, chain 2, and another 2 single crochets. Makes a nice tight little corner. Now you want to make sure that you can see the loop for your next stitch. If you get it to where it's too tight, it'll hide it. And sometimes this can be a problem when you're working in squares, because if you lose one of your stitches on this end, you might have a miscount going across. And we're going to single crochet in each stitch going across. We're up to our corner, so we're going to do the same thing. 2 single, chain 2, and 2 single. Making sure to pull our work over so we can see our next stitch. And single crochet. All right, let's do this 2 more times. We're going to do a corner, which is 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, single crochet in each stitch across, do your corner, single crochet in each stitch across, and I'll meet you back over here. All right, We're going to get ourselves to the corner again. And this time we're only going to do one single crochet between our chains for our corner. So we're going to chain one. We're going to single crochet, chain two, single crochet. All right, and we are going to do a little bit of some color work now. Two. We're going to skip two. There's our first stitch, there's our second, here's our third. We're going to go in here and single crochet. We're going to chain two, skip two, and single crochet. Let's keep doing that across. Skip two, single, skip two, single, skip two, single, and skip the last two, going into our corner, single, chain two, single, chain two, skip two, skip two, skip two, skip two. Almost to the end of this. One, two. All right, chain two, skip the last two. Go ahead and work single crochet, chain two, single crochet in the next two corners, as well as doing your chain two, skip two, and I'll meet you back over here. Last one, I've chained my two. I'm gonna skip my last two. I'm gonna slip stitch in the first single crochet of my row. All right, that's where we're at so far. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead and I cut off my gray and I tucked in my ends so that I wouldn't have to deal with them. Some people like to wait till the end. I am a tucker as I go. And I'm going to take my yarn and pull up in the corner space, slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain one. I'm going to do a single crochet, chain two, single crochet in my corner space. I am then going to chain one, skip this one, put two single crochets in the chain two space, chain one, skip one, two single crochets, and continue that. Chain one, skip one, two single crochets in the chain two space. And then we're going to chain one. We're going to skip the last single crochet of our row and go into our corner and single crochet, chain two, single crochet, and make our corner. And that's how that looks. Now we're just going to continue that same pattern all the way around. Chain one, skip one, two single crochets. Okay, we're back at the corner. Chain two, single crochet. Okay, we've conquered two sides so far. It's starting to get pretty jazzy looking. And we're going to continue doing that. I'll meet you back over here. Okay, so I've gotten to the other side, my last corner, I should say. I have done my last two single crochets, my last chain one, and now I'm going to slip stitch into the first. Pull through And we're going to cut this color right away and pull through. If you're like me, go ahead and take some time and tuck in your ends. If you're not, go ahead and leave them dangling and we'll be right back. Okay, at this point, we are going to switch back to our main color. For me, that is gray. And we're going to go ahead and go back into our corner space, slip stitch, and chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now, going across, we're not going to chain anymore. We're not going to skip anymore. We're going to single crochet into each single crochet and chain space across. And since we only chained 1, we're only going to do 1 single crochet in that chain space. Now before we go on making our corner, we're going to count across and make sure we've got 23 stitches. This is really important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. For our purposes today with the Calypso crab, we need to have a total of 5 stitches plus 3, because the Calypso crab stitch takes a total of 5, and when you're working in the square as we are, it's 5 plus 3. So chain 2, and in each single and chain. I can't decide if I should do my Calypso crab in this really pretty coral or in that turquoise color. I think I'm going to do it in the turquoise. But see, this is where you can have a lot of fun playing around with color, because at any point in here where I'm using the gray, you could do a different color every single row if you wanted to. Great way to use up scraps. Now go ahead and you keep going. Continue around. I'll meet you back over at this corner and we'll close it off. I am to my last single crochet of this row. And we're going to join with a slip stitch. Okay. All right, this is what we've all been waiting for. So we are going to start doing the Calypso crab stitch. We're going to go into our corner, pull up a loop. I want you to chain 3, because we're going to do double crochets in this row. Do another double crochet into the same space, chain 2, do another double crochet. All right, now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to let the Calypso crab fun begin. Okay, so we're going to start off with something called a 3 double crochet cluster. We're going to skip 3. That's 1, 2, 3. In the next stitch, we are going to do a 3 double crochet cluster. So that means you're going to start off like you're doing a double crochet, pull everybody up. You're going to only pull through 2 loops and do it again in the same spot. Only through 2 loops and do it again in the same spot. Only through 2 loops. You'll have a total of 4 on your hook. Pull through all 4. That is your first claw. Now chain 3. In the very next stitch, we're going to do that exact same 3 double crochet cluster. Only through 2 and only through 2. Pull through 4. Chain 1. You've made your very first set of claws. Now we're going to skip 3. So 1, 2, 3. Next stitch, do a 3 double crochet cluster. Everybody wants to get in the party. And we've got 4 on our hook. We're going to chain 3. In the next one, yarn over, pull through 2, and a third one. 4 hoops, pull through, chain 1. Your second set of claws. We're going to do this a total of 2 more times, going across this row. I should say this side of the round. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet cluster. Pull through 4. Chain 3. 3 double crochet cluster. Pull through 4, chain 1. This is going to be our last set of claws, so we're going to skip 3. Pull through 4, chain 3. And we're going to pull through 4, chain 1. You should have 3 left. 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip those. We're going to go into our corner space with a double crochet and another double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and we have our corner. Chain 1. You're going to skip 3 again. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do claw number 1, so only through 2, only through 2, only through 2. Okay. Now, you go ahead and keep doing that same pattern stitch. We're skipping 3, we're putting in a 3 double crochet cluster, we're chaining 3, putting a 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch, chaining 1. All right, and then keep going around. Meet you on the other side. All right, my little crab lovers, we have reached the other side. We have the last 3 single crochets left on this row. I have chained my last chain, and we are going to go into the top chain of the first chain 3 because we're considering that our double crochet. Do not cut your yarn. Do not pass go. Do not collect. Is it $200? $200. You're going to slip stitch into the corner and chain 3 and double crochet and chain 2. Now, we're going to be working across this way. So double crochet and double crochet, and your corner's made. Now, put a double crochet into the next double and a double into the next double. You are going to be skipping all of this here. You're only going to be concentrating on these chain 3 spaces going across. That's all we're going to work in. because right now we are going to create the body of Calypso crab. So the first thing I want you to do in this chain 3 space is put a double crochet. Then chain 1, then put a 3 double crochet cluster, and 3, and pull through all 4. You can go ahead and chain 1, put 1 more double crochet in the same chain 3 space. So you've essentially created Calypso crab's body. Do you see that? We're going to skip their claws, and we're going to go in the next chain 3 space and double crochet. Chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster, pull through 4 and chain 1 and double crochet. The next little body is made. In the chain 3 space, double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1 and double. Let's do that one more time. Double, chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1 and double. Now, just like we did on the other side, right here, we're going to skip all this stuff here. We're going to do double in the double, another double in the double, and we're going to do a corner of 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Now the only time that we're going to work in the stitches from the row below is going to be when we're doing these corners. So you'll double in your doubles, but other than that, you're only going to be concentrating on these chain 3 spaces here. Let's do this last little crab together. Double, chain 1, 3 double crochet, cluster, chain 1, and double. Skip the claw, double crochet. These join ones are kind of hard. There we go. We'll go on the top of that, and we'll go on the top of that. And we'll slip stitch. Do not cut your yarn. We've got one more row of Calypso crab to do, and then we'll have our whole crab made. So slip stitch to the corner. Now here, you're going to go ahead and do single crochet. So chain 1, we're going to chain 3 because we need just a little bit more room on the corner so that it doesn't pull too tight. And you're going to single crochet into the same corner space. Go ahead and single crochet in each of the stitches in the beginning here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the initial double crochet. Now I want you to single into the next double crochet, which is a part of the first crab's body. In the top of your 3 double crochet cluster, which is this little spot right here. Let me go from this side so you can see it better. This spot. You are going to put 4 half double crochet into that spot. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to put a single into the next double. You've just completed your first crab. All right. Now put a single into the next double. 4 half double crochet into the next 3 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, single in the next double, single in the next double, 4 halves into the next 3 double crochet cluster, 2, 3, 4, single in the next double, single in the next double, 4 halves into the next 3 double crochet cluster, 2, 3, 4, single in the next double, put a single crochet into the next 4 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, and remember our corners on this round are going to be single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Now let's go ahead and continue to do this all the way around. We're going to single crochet in each of the double crochets. That includes all of the ones on the crabs. We're going to put 4 half double crochets into each of the 3 double crochet clusters. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. We're going to work the last crab together. All right, single in a double. Put 4 halves into your 3 double crochet cluster. 3, 4, single in your double, single, 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 and single, join, and you can go ahead and cut your yarn because we are done making the Calypso crab. And depending on what color you used, you should be able to see your crabs fairly well now. I've got 4 little crabs going along here on each side. And the row that we're going to do next, we're going to go back to our main color because, and this is I think one of the most important rows, even though it doesn't seem like a whole lot, because it helps each of these little crabs to stand out on their own, as well as it takes you back to the ability to work a flat row as opposed to having these humps. Okay, so we're going to pause for just a moment and we're going to switch colors. So we are going to start again using our main color, which for me is gray. I'm going to go into a corner and pull up a loop. I'm going to pull up 2 chains, and then I'm going to half double crochet into this same space. This is going to be our new corner. We are going to do 2 half double crochets and a chain 3 and 2 half double crochets. Those are going to be our corners for this row. Half double crochet in the first 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3. It's the first and only time that we're going to skip a total of 6 stitches. So we'll skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and half in the next. From now on, we're only going to be skipping 5. We're going to chain 4 loosely, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and half in the next. Chain 4 loosely, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half in the next. Chain 4 loosely, 2, 3, 4, skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and half double crochet in the last 5 single crochet of this row. Do 2 half double crochet, 3 chain, 2 half double crochet. This is what your row should look like. The reason why we skipped so many on this side is because we want our ends to look nice and even, and this really is not going to stick out once we get going on our square, the rest of our square. This is just to keep things nice and symmetrical. We're going to half double in the first 5, so 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to chain 4 loosely, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and half in the next. And we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half in the next, chaining 4 loose, 1, 2, 3, 4, and skipping the last 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half double in the last 5 single crochet of this row. 3, 4. I'm up to my last corner, and I'm about to finish off on my last couple half double crochets. One, 2, 3. Now in the original chain 2 that we made, that's considered our half double crochet. So slip stitch into the top chain from that chain 2. And you're going to slip stitch and slip stitch into the corner. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's fill these in. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet 2 times, chain 3, single crochet 2 times. Okay, starting this row, we're going to skip the hidden stitch here. We're going to go into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how many single crochets you should have before you hit your first chain 4. In the chain 4 space, working around the chain, you're going to put 4 single crochets. 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to work a single crochet into the half double crochet. So I'll help kind of pull all of that together like so. Now do 4 single crochets in each of the chain 4 spaces. And a single crochet into the half. Two. And into the half. Sometimes you just gotta kind of pull on them to get them to even out a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, into the half, and into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 last halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now put 2 singles, chain 3, and 2 more singles in that corner. 1 and 2. This is what our next row looks like. It singles those out. Now, what's going to help us is we're going to do one more round of single crochet, which helps kind of pull all of this together and makes it a nice sturdy look. But I want you to keep going on this. We'll do one more side together and then I'll let you do the last 2 sides. So skipping the hidden stitch, go in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 4 single crochets around the chain 4, 2, 3, and 4 into the half, around the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the half, around the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the half, around the last 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the half, and single crochet into the last 6 half doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put 2, chain 3, and then as we keep going around, you'll finish off your corner and complete the last 2 sides. I have just completed my last single crochet, so I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to slip in the next one, and I'm going to slip in the corner. We're going to do a simple row of single crochets to kind of pull everything together. We're going to do single, chain 3, and single. And we are simply going to single crochet in every single crochet in this round, making it stronger to look at, and it just helps this pop. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to single crochet in that same corner space. Once again, I'm just going to go ahead and single crochet in each of the single crochets across, putting a single crochet, chain 3 in each of my corners, and I'll meet you back at this end over here. I have reached the end of all of my single crochets, going all the way around, putting a single crochet, chain 3 in each of my corners. If you wanted to, you could stop here and whip stitch your pieces together. I'm going to go just a few more rows out, just to create a little bit more visual interest. I'm going to bring a little bit more of this orange out here. But if you wanted to continue to create more Calypso crabs and increase your rows that way, as long as you can divide your row by 5 plus 3 stitches. So this row here is going to be 38. We can divide 38 or 35 by 5. That gives you 7 crabs across, and it leaves you a 3. So 35 plus 3 is 38. So you could continue going on and creating more crabs and growing this. Just make sure that if you do that, you have a number divisible by 5 plus 3. So having said that, I'm not going to continue on because I want to prove to the world that I can create a square that doesn't turn into a whole afghan, because most of my sampler everything turns into an afghan. So we're going to just go a few more rows. Like I said, some visual interest with some color changes. So that being said, I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of my row. All right, so I'm in my corner here. My corner on this row is going to be a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2, single. We're setting up the row to do the exact same look up here so that it mirrors the look down here. We're chaining 2, skipping 2, and single crocheting in the next. Skip 2, single. And I encourage you not to do your chains super tight. Anytime you have a row that's primarily chain, if you go too tight, it'll pull your row real snug and you'll end up with bunching and you won't be able to lay it flat. So I've gotten to my corner. I'm going to skip the last 2 in this row. I'm going to single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Let's continue on with our chaining 2, skipping 2, single crochet, and I'll meet you on the other end. I'm at my last 2 single crochets. I'm going to skip those and slip stitch just so you can see my square. Excuse me. We are going to do one more row of the coral like we did down here, where there's going to be 2 single crochets in each chain 2 space and a chain 1, and then we're going to put a few more plain rows and finish her off. Okay, joining the coral / orange, we are going to do a single crochet and chain 2 and a single crochet. We're going to chain 1. We're going to skip the single crochet here and put 2 in here. Like I said, it's going to mirror this row down here. And since we've already done that, I'm going to go ahead and keep piddling on here without a ton of explanation because we've already done it. we're chain 1 and skipping 1 and single crochet, 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space. Okay, I'll meet you around the other end. I have finished my row. I'm going to go ahead and cut off my color. We'll take a look at what this row looks like. I'm sure this block could use a little bit of, I should say the square could use a bit of blocking since it's got a little bit of a curve to the outside edges. We're going to do one more round of main color and we're going to half double crochet this next round. The reason that we're going to use half double crochet for the next round is just because we want you to have a row to finish up on, to whip stitch or do whatever else you want to do with your squares. And you're probably just about single crocheted out by now. It seems like a tedious little stitch, but boy, it's a wonderful little building block for all of these pretty rows that we had here. Wouldn't be anything without those single crochets in there. All right, so let's go ahead and get our gray attached, or your main color, whatever that may be. We'll start in our corner. Remember, we're doing half double crochets, so we're going to chain 2. That's a half double crochet and half. We're going to chain 2. We're going to do 2 half double crochets, and we've created our corner. Half into the first single. I'm going to catch this little string back here in with my work so that I have less to weave in at the end. I'm going to half into that first chain 1, half into my singles, half in the chain 1, half into my singles. And just half into every single crochet and every chain 1 space. When you're whip stitching, sometimes half double crochets can make your squares look a little askew. So if you wanted to put another single crochet row around this to finish it off, you could definitely do that. If you don't like the way that the half double crochets look, you could do this row in single crochet. It's just a repeat of this section down here. So it's something that you've already done. You could finish this off with double crochets if you don't like half double crochets. Just remember to chain 3 over here if you're going to go with doubles. All right, I'm going to keep going on my halves. Okay, rather than watching me do 100 of these. Since we know that we're going to put 2 half double crochets, chain 2 in each of our corners, and we're going to put a half double crochet into each single and chain 1 space, I'm going to go ahead and take a break, and I'm going to finish up this row. I'll meet you over here and we'll look at the finished square. I have completed my last row. I have joined with the chain 2 and I have tied off since this is my last. At this point, it's good to measure. I happen to only have a centimeter measure here. And we are basically at 23 centimeters without any kind of blocking. I think that I could probably get it to 25 centimeters with a good sturdy block. I'm not going to yank on this thing. It just needs gentle pulling. It'll help these stitches stand out. It'll keep this kind of waving that's happening right here from continuing, and it'll make a nice square, which you can turn into blankets, you can turn into cushions, you can turn into all kinds of things. You could even use it as a trivet if you so wanted to. But I hope you have fun. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the Calypso crab square. And I hope to see lots and lots of projects. Thanks.